Hello guys, today we are back solving this time we are solving some vector questions. As I've said before, I'm starting out from the basics again. I'm practicing STL in C++. So I'm just going to be solving some vector questions. You can follow along if you want to solve yourself as well. I'm going to go quiet now. We'll be starting from the first question. Okay, so I have solved this question. In this, we just had to check if uh, all the elements in the vector can be rearranged in a consecutive order. So basically, if you're starting out with 1, you go 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 consecutively. You don't skip any number in between. So that is all that we had to do. For this, I just wrote a very simple code in which I am sorting the vector, and after sorting, I'm just checking if the each character, if the next integer or the number is not equal to just the next one of the previous one, and if it is not, then I just return false. Basically, it is not consecutive in that case, and if it is consecutive, then I return true. That is it. Another thing that I want to check is if I always have to input the number of elements before inputting. Okay, there are methods to do it without first inputting the number of elements, but they seem a bit like weirdly seems like there is some extra overhead in this. First, you convert it to this a string stream, and then you pass it, and then push back into the vector. Long process. I don't think I would be doing that for now. Now let us move on to the next question. You can try it out with me. Yeah. Okay, so we have solved this question as well. In this one, we had to check whether each element is smaller than its adjacent neighbors or not. So basically, for each one, you check if it is smaller than its right neighbor and left neighbor. I made sure to keep an error check, and if it is the first element, then you just only check with the right adjacent neighbor, and if it is the last element, you just check with the left adjacent neighbor. So I don't know if you necessarily have to do that. I just did it because it seemed right. The condition can be removed if not necessary. Anyways, what I did for this is I created a separate vector called result, which will be storing all of these elements that are smaller than their adjacent neighbors. And first of all, I checked if it is the first element. Then in that case, I'm only checking if it is smaller than the right adjacent neighbor, and if it is, then I just push back. If it is the last element, then I check if it is smaller than the left adjacent neighbor, and if it is, I push it in the result, and otherwise I check if it is smaller than both of its adjacent neighbors and just push it in the result, and then I just print it like this. So that's it. Now we can move on to the next question. Okay, so we have solved this question as well. Very simple question. In this, we just had to create an n by n matrix from the input. So you just input an integer n, you have to create an n by n matrix of that integer n. So for example, a 2 by 2 matrix of integer 2, 3 by 3 matrix of integer 3, 5 by 5 matrix of integer 5. Very simple. You just input a value n, then you create a 2D vector like this, and then you just print out the values of that vector. Simple as that. Now we can move on to the next question. You can also give it a try if you want. Okay, so we have solved this question as well, very simple. In this we just had to capitalize the first letter of each element in the vector, each element being a string itself. So you do nothing, you just take each element of the vector and just use the to upper function to make it upper class, and that is it. Now we can move on to the next question. You can also try it if you want. Okay, so we have solved this question as well. This was also very simple. You just had to input two strings, and you just had to check if the characters of the second string are already present in the first one or not. You don't necessarily have to use vectors in this in any way, but since I am practicing vectors, I just created a vector of size n. You can just directly give n equals to 2. I was feeling a bit lazy, so I did not. But and then you just input two different strings like this, and after inputting you can just check if the characters of the second string are present in the first one or not using the dot find function. And if it is not present, you just return false, otherwise you return true. Very simple question. Now we can just move on to the next one. Okay, we have solved this question as well. Again, very simple question. We were given a set of strings, and we just had to return the strings that contain any digit at all. So what I did in this case, I just took each of the element of the vector, each string, and I just one by one checked if any of its character is a digit or not. If it is a digit, I just push that string in the result and then I break this loop. Otherwise this continues, and in the end I just print it. Very simple set of questions, not challenging at all. If you want, you can find some more challenging questions, but these are it on W3 resource on vectors. These are specifically on vectors. Now they mentioned 30 plus a total of 30 C++ vector problems for practice, but there are only 6 in this one, so I don't really understand where the rest of the problems are. But okay, anyways, you can try solving these 6 if you want. These are way too basic just for practicing vector and its functions. Although I wasn't able to practice any kind of functions in general, but okay, some basic questions for practice. I think I will try finding some more. Anyways, have a good day.
Please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please Okay, thank you.